and what we'll be talking about is the World Cup qualifying highlights that have been going on for the last 2 to 3 days. The last games in the group stages have finally been played, which is a really good thing because now we can get onto the playoff stages, which really do round things off for who's going to be participating in the World Cup. We've had some big names that haven't actually made it straight through and that have had to been forced to play a playoff round, such as Mexico, Portugal, Greece, and Sweden as well. So what we also want to talk about today is the Socceroos and the crisis that has been going on in camp, especially with the media and Lucas Neill ever since Holger Osik was dismissed. So we'll just have a look at that. We'll have a look at the highlights between Australia and Canada and some of the young players that did start in that game.
In what has been a crazy week for England, they finally got to face Poland in front of a massive home crowd for the last World Cup qualifying game. The Polish were also impressive, raking up approximately 18,000 to the game. It was no doubt English manager Roy Hodgson was feeling the weight of the world on his shoulders, but it was the Polish who almost sneaked home a goal. Lewandowski spraying a shot wide with a cheeky finish before the English son Wayne Rooney headed home the first important goal for England.
Picked up England from time to time in this group and carried them onwards and upwards. And this might just be the most important goal of them all. The captain has sent England to Brazil, and no better man to complete it. It's a storybook finish at Wembley for the England captain, for the England head coach.
Panama weren't mucking around for their game as they needed a win to qualify for a playoff spot in the World Cup. It didn't take them long as Torres struck home a beautiful finish. While Panama pushed for the second goal, it was the US who were creating all the chances, only to be denied by the opposing keeper Panetta. The US's hard work finally paid off after a well-weighted corner kick saw Roscoe heading the ball home in sloppy fashion, in what surely would have been a penalty for the US anyway.
Just over Goodson, but not at home. Castillo, no, it's a Roscoe.
The USA manager will be fuming as a lack of defense saw Chen casually cross it into the Jada, who sent the fans into hysteria. As it stood, Panama would be going to Brazil.
It in. Guzan with the touch, but it's not caught. A strong run from Gabriel
Late into
Torres.
injury time, the US pushed forward, breaking the hearts of Panama fans as Graham Zusi headed home a 90th minute equaliser.
Wide for Davis. The chip, the header, and goal!
If Panama thought things weren't going to get any worse, they were wrong, as Johansson set a low pile driver from outside the box to clinch a victory and send their rivals Mexico into a playoff spot.
There, Johansson! Forget a draw! It's a win for the U.S. and Panama in stunned disbelief. A minute ago, their World Cup dreams alive, but snuffed out by
more news, Bosnia and Herzegovina will be partying long into the night after they managed to qualify for the World Cup, while Greece must face Croatia in the playoffs. The fans were covered in a sea of red flares celebrating the win. Alexandra Letic, a human rights activist, said, "I'm not surprised by the wild celebrations in some parts of the country. We have so little good news, so people celebrate what they can. However, one part of the country ignored these celebrations." Well, after the Socceroos won 3-0 against Canada, we're just going to have a look at some of the comments made by Lucas Neill and Robbie Slater in regards to the management of the Socceroos and the players that should be selected. We want to see what you guys have to say. Comment below, subscribe, and we want to hear if you guys think that if Lucas Neill's comments were out of hand or if he has a case to argue for.
Get drawn into tit for tat. Like I said, football is a game of opinions. He's entitled to his. I expect better from people who have played the game, and certainly from people that call themselves my friend. Nobody gives you an opportunity to play for Australia for nothing. You don't just get it because people might talk about it and say, "Oh, yeah, we should give him a shot." You've got to earn it. And I think the biggest problem in Australia right now it's not the older guys who have been there doing it for a long time. I still have as much passion for this game now as I ever had when I was 17. My question to the younger guys who want to play for Australia, who dream of playing in Australia, actually, do you dream of playing for Australia? And if you do, show me the hunger and show me the desire that you want to be in the Socceroos and you want to represent the country.
There is a case that he stood down as Australian captain straight away by David Gallop. It shows the need of how quick we need to get somebody in place, because he shouldn't have been allowed to do that interview. We need an Australian coach. The football family demands an Australian coach. I don't want to see Gus hitting, and I've got a lot of respect for what he did. That would be going backwards. We need now an Australian coach that's going to feel the pain and going to pull that squad together. That squad now is torn apart. If it wasn't already before because of the results, it is certainly now because of what the captain has said. Now, I cannot believe how many times I heard "I" in that interview, and for him to have a go at the younger players. Now, captain, that is exactly the opposite of what a captain should be doing. He should be pulling those players together. He is now, look, we knew there were factions in there as well, but he's now clearly driven a wedge between the older generation and the younger generation. And I've been in those squads, I've been away with Socceroo teams. Those young players will be going to their rooms and saying a lot of things. Now, you can see there is an us against them mentality in there. It's the older players against the younger players. We need an Aussie coach to get in there now to sort that out.